Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. I figured I'd come and do a video while I'm sitting here doing dishes and frustrated. So y'all, I really just wanted to talk about I'm actually just like sitting here thinking, and my little one is asleep and my 6-year-old is going to put on a shirt because he don't like clothes. He doesn't like to wear clothes around the house, and I don't blame him because I like to be comfortable around the house too, which is why I still have on some pajamas even though I already took a shower and got myself prepared for this day. I knew I was going to be at home most of the day because today is meal prep day and content day for me, so I'm in the house most of the time on Mondays until the evening. So but I wanted to basically, I was just I had to get my content done today for YouTube, and I really didn't feel like vlogging my day in the life or doing like meal prep and stuff. I kind of wanted to do a sit down video, but I just thought that I would just pick up the camera and just kind of vent what I was just going through a minute ago and what I'm going through right now. So like every Monday I have, like I told you guys, meal prep and content day, and sometimes Mondays can get really overwhelming because it's pressure with time because I have to get done at a certain time, because every other Monday me and my husband go to marriage content and we have date night right after that. So on Mondays I need to get meal prep done because for the rest of the week I have other things to do and I don't have the time to cook or meal prep. So meal prep was the day that I picked for Monday. Monday was the day I picked for meal prep and content. And so sometimes on Mondays I feel really like overwhelmed or pressured because I'm alone at home with my kids. Of course, this is summertime, and my 6-year-old, he is not in school, he's not in summer school, anything like that. So he's home, and then I have my little one, which he is about to be 10 months. And so sometimes it can really get overwhelming for me having my kids and then having to get done the things that I need to get done. It will already be overwhelming if my kids were like in daycare or school, just because it's a lot that I'm doing in a day. But on top of that, having my babies at home, which is a blessing, and that's what I really actually want, sometimes that can be really stressful. I do have support. I don't have a lot of support, but I do have support, and that means a lot. Like my mom comes over here so we can go to marriage conference, so she'll be over here later. But the support, and my sisters help too, but the support that I do have, they have jobs, so they can't just come when I need them to. So most of the time it's really just me and my kids. My husband, he works a lot, so he has to go out and get bacon. You know, he has to go out and provide for his family and his household, and I'm just kind of figuring out here doing content. You know, I'm about to get back into real estate. I did take a break with real estate with having a baby and just really adjusting to being a mom of 2. Let me rinse this out. Yeah, like I was saying, it was already being it's challenging. It's challenging doing what you have to do throughout the day when you have 2 kids, especially if they're little ones, you know, that you have to do a lot for. And a 6-year-old that requires a lot of you, and that's calling your name every 2 seconds, literally. So a lot of times I'm overstimulated, and when I get overstimulated, I just get in this place where I'm frustrated, and listen, sometimes I feel like I take my frustrations out on my kids, just to be totally honest, totally transparent. When I get mad and I get angry, because, you know, I have one kid maybe screaming at the top of his lungs. I got another kid asking me for a snack 150 times. I have something in the oven. I have to go to the bathroom, you know. And it's a lot of things. I got my husband calling me, asking me questions. There's a lot of things going on. Oh yeah, I'm also part owner in his business, so there's things that I have to do and get done for that as well. So I do still relatively have a lot of things to get done, even though I'm not working a traditional job. So things can get really overwhelming for me. Sometimes I find myself in this space where I'm just like, I know that there's many moms doing this with 5 kids, and I can't even do it with 2. Like, I'm just talking down on myself, criticizing myself for where I am and my progress, and what works for me and what doesn't work for me. And like I was saying before, sometimes I tend to take things out on my kids as if it's their fault. And I know it's not their fault. It's just sometimes what I mean by taking it out on my kids, if I'm in a moment where I'm trying to do a lot of things at one time, and I have one kid over here screaming, I have another kid over here asking 152 questions, and I got something to do, I got to take care of myself, if something hurting, my back hurting, if it's a lot of things going on and I'm outbursting or I'm yelling, you know, whether it be go sit down, give me a minute, stop asking me the same question over and over and over again. Why are you crying about that? Then we can talk about it, and maybe you can ask me for more if you spilled that. Like, constantly redirecting, constantly teaching lessons, constantly. Sometimes you can go wrong. Sometimes I feel like I fail in those places because sometimes I can get really overwhelmed and I get angry, or I yell, or I may say something the wrong way, and then I have to go back and fix it. I have to go back and undo it. And this parenting thing, y'all, it is really not for the faint. Like, I just be feeling so many different emotions at one time. And then it's like, okay, I don't want my baby to feel unloved. I don't want my babies to feel like I don't have time for them. I don't want them to feel like they're burdens, you know, in the times where I have to get things done. I don't want them to not feel like a priority because I have other things to get done, and I can't just drop everything to play with them all the time. Like, I'm feeling guilty on one side, and then I'm feeling ashamed on another, and then I'm feeling like I failed on another, and I'm feeling incapable in another space, and like, it's just a whole ball of just a lot. Okay? And yeah, y'all, I'm just over here because I'm like telling my other son, be quiet, because the baby is asleep, and he makes noise, and then the baby wakes up, and now I'm frustrated because I needed to get this stuff started. I needed to get the chicken in the crock pot, I needed to get the other chicken in the oven, I needed to wash a couple of these dishes, and I'm like, if I can get this done while he's asleep, I'm on a good path, because, you know, that's I only have little things to do while I have him woke, and I can get that done while he's crawling around playing, because a lot of times he wants my attention. He's teething, and he's crying. Sometimes he needs Tylenol, or he needs a teether toy, or whatever that may be. He needs his diaper change. He ran into the wall or fell or whatever. So I was trying to get things done before he woke back up. And then he woke up because my other son is playing in the living room and he's loud, even though I told him to keep the noise down because Zion is asleep. But I can't get mad at him because he's being a kid. He's already at home when he can be at summer school or something. The reason why we didn't put him into summer school, because me and my husband just had this thing where, like, when he was born, we were so overprotective over him. We didn't do daycare. We didn't do any of those things. And I was working full time, and my husband was working full time. He was working third shift. I was working first shift. And so it was just not looking good. Like, PJ wasn't getting what he needed, and we weren't getting what we needed. And the house was just, even though it looked cute, it was not cute. So we had to make some sacrifices and some adjustments and some changes, and that looked different, especially for me. and you just gotta sacrifice for your kids. You gotta sacrifice for their well-being. And if we made the decision that we wanted to have our son at home or our kids at home learning from us, at the smaller stages when they can't talk, trying to protect them from different things, then that was our decision. And we can't go back on that. Time has already passed. That was just our decision at the moment, and I don't regret it. Well, I may have changed some things. I might, and I still have time to do so. But there are some benefits, that had occurred, and God made it to where he didn't have too many social skills. Like, he can go to school and be really social. He's actually really social with his friends, but he's also like, doing really good grade wise. Like, academically, he's doing very well, and so that's something that I can commend myself for, because I did what I needed to do to get him to where he is. And he's just an intelligent kid overall, but there's also things that I feel like I could have did differently. But I think I just went off on a tangent. Him being home, we like to be able to have our kid at home. That's just that. Like, with us, however, we know we have to break that in a way, and really get him involved in some programs. Initially, when he was first born, we was doing the most. He was in swim classes. He was doing all type of stuff. But I think right now is where it really matters. He's getting older. He's more independent. He is very social and outgoing. He wants to be around kids. So we need to get him into some activities, and not just me doing everything with him, but getting him, it may be some classes. My husband was thinking about, he actually reached out to a family member as far as football. So he may be going out and seeing if that's an option, which I don't know about that, but I'm gonna let his dad handle that. I just don't want my baby to get hurt. And my husband wanted to get him into some kind of taekwondo class or something. So we are working on that, and play dates with other boys, because I'm seeing that he has a lot of cousins that are girls, and we just like, he needs boys around, okay, to be able to play with and play rough with and do his thing. So yeah, y'all, I just be going through it. I know this is like a little rant, a little vent, but I figured I'd turn on the camera and just talk about my own problems. I'm trying to get stuff done. Now I'm talking to y'all and I'm wasting time. I could have got these two pans clean, but that's okay. One of them is soaking, and I'm going to grab this one. But yeah, while my son is asleep, I was trying to get this stuff done, and I'm just like rushing and like running around like a chicken with my head cut off. My son is trying to talk to me, and I'm just like, hold on. We had reading time, and he was just acting like he didn't comprehend the book. And I'm just like, baby, like, you know how to read, and you're pretty good at comprehending what's going on. And I feel like he was so in a rush to get on his iPad, which we have. I like him to be able to have fun and have things to look forward to, but we had to cut that out too. He can't get on his iPad every day. But today is the day that he does get on his iPad, and we monitor his time. So he can't be on the iPad no longer than 45 minutes, and he has to take 2-hour breaks from his iPad, doing other things. And on his iPad days, he cannot watch TV. So we are really, I know it may sound like really strict, but that's just what we're doing that we believe is going to work for our kid. And if it doesn't, then we'll switch it and see what else works. But the electronics, the screen time, all that stuff has to really be cut to a minimum, because the attention span, the way that he acts when it comes to it, like, oh no. Electronics is not going to change my child, okay? And we are also going to utilize good things on the electronics as well. He does like his Roblox and stuff like that. It's a lot of things on there I really don't really like, but I do let him have a little bit of freedom with playing things that he wants to play. I do like a game on there. It's called Restaurant Cool or something like that. I actually have an account where I'm on there playing with him. because it really opens his mind to how he wants to start his business. And he has a business, and he has like $150,000 that he built up from this business. He created it, he designed it, he did the menu, he did, like, it really opens a kid's mind. So I really like it. So there are benefits to some of these games, but it really just have to be monitored. Too much anything is just not good. So yeah, that's all I have to say, y'all. Being a parent is hard. Like, it's hard. It's not all giggles and flowers and uniforms. You literally have to be stretched and challenged mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, in all different areas in your life, spiritually, like all different areas when it comes to being a parent, when it comes to being a mother, okay? And not to count the dads out. I'm just talking about moms because I'm a mom and I'm ranting today. So when it comes to being a dad, like, they have a lot of things that they worry about and think about as it pertains to that. Keep it down, okay? As it pertains to that. So yeah, y'all, listen. I all that to say that our babies, my babies, I'm gonna speak for myself. My babies didn't ask to be here, and so their blessings. God has given me 2 great blessings and He has trusted me to steward over them and raise them and train them up in the way that they should go. And so I have to constantly remind myself of that in the moments of being frustrated or irritated, because I don't want my behaviors and my frustrations and my lack thereof emotionally to affect my babies in the long run, or to cause them any type of trauma or harm to them mentally, physically, emotionally, in any kind of way, because I am going through the motions, you know. And I know how that may sound impossible for some. And I know that things won't be perfect, and they will grow up and say, Mom, you didn't do this or you didn't do that. But I want to be able to live with the things that I did not do or did do. I want to be able to live with that and be able to say, you know what, either way I'm gonna live with it. But I want to be able to be like, you know what, I was wrong and I shouldn't have did that, you know. But I want to be able to live with it in a way where I'm not stuck trying to make up for what I was not able to give or what I did to my children that caused them harm or pain or trauma or lack thereof. And for me to be able to do that, y'all, I gotta constantly stay in prayer and lean into God's grace, because being a parent is hard. I don't care what nobody say. I didn't hear mothers say that it's easy. Kudos to you, baby. But when it comes to LaQuisha Quinette Williams, me, right here, her, Quisha Quinette, when it comes to me, being a parent is hard, okay? And it's not for the weak, it's not for the faint. Notice I said being a parent. It's hard. It really is hard, okay? It's hard. It's hard. Bless you. Zion's woke. My baby's woke. Zion's woke, and it's time for TJ to get on his iPad. It's 12:01. My husband told him he could get on his iPad after 12 because it'd be too early. It's 12:01 and he grabbed that iPad. Say hi.
Hi.
Hi. Say hi. So y'all, that's pretty much just my rant for the day. I'm about to I just got done doing the dishes, so I actually got what I needed to get done. Thank you, Jesus. That's why I be saying, when it comes to God's grace, you really just gotta lean in and talk to God. God, help me. God, look, this is what's going on. Lord, help me, Jesus. And really just lean into His grace and calm down and receive patience because you have it, and receive joy and self-control because you have it. Receive the fruit of the Spirit because we have that. It's already in us. We just got to lean into it and just remind ourselves that it's there. That's what I have to do. Just remind myself of the reality, remind myself on true things, set my thoughts, fix my thoughts on things that are true and right and honorable and lovely and admirable and excellent and worthy of praise. And so Philippians 4:8, I believe that is. And so, yeah, like, y'all, yeah, that's pretty much what it is. I gotta stop taking my anger and frustrations out on my kids, and that's just a harsh reality. I could sit here all day and say, I don't do that, I don't do that. Yes, I do. I do it in different ways. Do I mean to do it? No, I don't. Does it happen? Yes. I am still working on controlling my emotions and controlling my frustrations in the midst of things. Sometimes you lose it. You lose your stuff when you're overstimulated and you're overwhelmed and you got a lot of things going on and you might be stressed out. Sometimes you may yell. Sometimes you may go into an outburst. Sometimes you may say the wrong thing. Now don't get me wrong, I ain't cussing at my kids. I'm sorry, I don't do that. I don't allow that. But just because you don't cuss at your kids don't mean you don't say the wrong thing. And I find myself having to go back and correct myself. Baby, you know what? I'm sorry about that. This is what I meant. You know what? I could have said that better. This is what I meant to say. And I think that makes us better as parents, understanding that we're not going to always get it right, but having the ability, the humility to say, you know what, I was wrong, I should never did that. I had to tell my baby the other day, my 6-year-old, you know what, mommy yelled at you and I shouldn't have done that. Just like I tell you not to yell at us, I shouldn't be yelling at you. I'm gonna, I meant what I said, but I apologize for yelling, period. That teaches our kids humility. It teaches them how to take accountability and responsibility for their own actions. It also teaches them that being angry and yelling is not the solution to expressing yourself when something is wrong. And I'm learning while they're learning, and they're teaching me patience. They're teaching me how to communicate. Like, listen, okay? He's teaching me patience. This one right here and my other one, he teaches me how to communicate. And so I enjoy parenthood. I enjoy being a mother. I love my kids. I really do. But parenting is hard. It is, okay? But there are some easy days, but that's because over time you get used to being a mother, you get used to being a parent, and so the things that you have to do it's not strenuous, and you have God's grace. So when you have God's grace, you don't have to strive. It's not strenuous. You can just walk in grace, understanding that God has your back, and you can be at peace even when chaos is all around you, honey. But let me stop talking because I'm almost at 30 minutes and I really didn't mean for this video to be that long. I'm about to finish what I started, get this meal prep done, and listen, what time is it? It's 12 o'clock. I want to get this meal prep done by 3 o'clock. We have to be at marriage counseling at 4:45. I want to be done by 3 o'clock. I already got my content for YouTube because I just had a venting session. I have to do my personal content, which I have plenty stuff that I can post. And the other thing I would have to do is my content for my podcast, which I'm probably going to do after we get back home. So I need to be kind of just clear, peace, and focus to be able to do that. So that's it, y'all. That's it. That's all. That's the video, honey. It's just me washing dishes, getting things done before he woke up. Now he's woke, and getting it off my chest. Okay. Let me know in the comments, y'all, if y'all have the same struggles. Let me know in the comments. Encourage me, okay? And I hope that I have encouraged someone else and allowed you to understand that you are not the only one that goes through it, that has the thoughts, that has the feelings. Listen, we all out here making it every day and figuring it out, okay? So yeah, y'all, like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that this rant has been helpful. If not, maybe funny, or maybe it just was agreeable. I don't know, but hopefully it did something for you. But that's pretty much it, y'all. I love y'all with the love of the Lord. Make sure you hit the post notification bell so that you are notified when I upload videos, because I want you to watch them. Okay, let's build this community, y'all. Subscribe, please subscribe. But yeah, if I'm helping one person, I'm successful. So I love y'all with the love of the Lord. I hope you guys have a beautiful, blessed, and prosperous day. Like I always love to say, be you, because you are enough. Say bye-bye. 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 Kiss. 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 Bye, guys.